He said it's my fault again.
My fault again. Instagram is good. TikTok is good. So we are back. I'm Sport Brooklyn.
I'm Nate.
This is Dungeon Talk. Shout out to everybody on TikTok is flooding in. Shout out to everybody jumping on TikTok. Shout out to everybody on Instagram that just jumped on right now. We are back with Dungeon Talk. And if this is your first time on Dungeon Talk, this is where we bring living room conversation and we just invite you in. We invite you in, you know what I'm saying? She said, I'm sitting here at Universal Studios. Miss J, I hope you feel
get better.
much like into your own space as possible. But yes, we are back. We are back. But I was in Vegas.
How was it?
So Vegas, I don't know if anybody has been to Vegas that's on. But as a New Yorker, I always felt like 42nd Street was like the busy. It was like the active, right? Vegas is like 42nd Street on heroin while shooting steroids, drinking Red Bulls, and sniffing a monster.
So it's live.
It's a lot, bro. It's a lot, bro. It's a lot. It's so much going on. All the clubs, all the venues, everything. It was a lot. It was a lot. But the first day it was like head bar, like what do we do? Where I go? Where we eating? Where we partying? What we doing? But then we just like, yo, let's just go at our pace, set our own flow, and we go from there. And things got better.
You had a good time?
Had a great time, bro. Had a great time. Tourist in Vegas. Yeah, I was a tourist. I was that person, like when I'm walking through 42nd Street and I'm like, you taking a picture of a building? I was that dude.
You had a good time.
I was taking pictures of buildings and lights and the club, though. The club. I want to send a shout out to Caesar's Palace, yo.
It's fire?
Jumping, bro. That joint was jumping. We went to Katisan, I think it's called. That's in MGM Grand. We was in that. And then they had this light show and the things came down like pyramids and it looked like the ocean and we were like, oh wow, that's pretty cool, though. Wow. But then when we went to Caesar's Palace, bro, they had like the UFO spaceship drop out the ceiling.
Nice.
Light show, like, yo, it was crazy, bro.
Yo, is Instagram
Crazy.
working?
I don't know. I gotta double check the Instagram. Instagram look like it's giving me a pop. Matter of fact, let me see the Shoe Studio page. Just double check that real quick. Instagram look like we having little
Nah, it's on there.
little issues.
It's on there. It's on there.
Okay. Yeah, it's on. We probably getting shadow banned.
Hope. Anyway, it's cool.
Word. So it was dope, bro. It was dope. I give it. Yo, Ace.
Ace, what up, Ace?
What's good, Ace? Yeah, so Vegas. I most definitely go back. I'll go back. But it was a lot. And then I had the NAB show. I went to the NAB show.
Yeah.
So it had all this technology and equipment and what's next and the ways. So I was around there moving around, making some contacts, making some friends and seeing what's out there in the world. And so the NAB show was good. It was very informative, and I met some companies that were like freshly new, but they had like some real innovative ideas and software equipment, and we just hit it off. Like I was talking to CEOs and.
So you was making moves.
Yeah, I was making moves, man. Taking pictures. They was like, take a picture, communicating. I linked with NBC. So shout out to NBC. Told them about the Dungeon Talk. They actually got some stuff that they willing to have a conversation about. I don't wanna jump the gun or nothing.
Yo, I start seeing you around a lot of people. I'm looking like, damn, Spud must be really working out there. Then I saw the club. I'm like, oh, Spud just fell off with the work site.
No. So we did the work in the morning.
And
at night we go see the town.
That's the way.
Because everybody who was doing the work hit the town.
That's the way.
So we made our way around, and then I got to sit and talk with Dar Man. So Dar Man, I don't know if people know who Dar Man is. He does a lot of shows with like moral concepts. predominantly for kids and young adults. And you know, it's like the high school shows or the rich dad, poor dad shows. And he was there and he spoke. And I went to go see him speak at the main stage. And then afterwards, after the main stage, he had a Q&A. So I went to the Q&A. And then after the Q&A, I saw him, you know, hanging around. So I went to him.
So that's what you're supposed to do.
I went to him, chopped it up, you know what I'm saying? Told him about, you know, what I felt his show, how impactful it is for youth under this climate. And we kicked it and we took some flicks. He was really down to earth.
You know, Spud. I know you're talking about Las Vegas and stuff, but I want to bring up something that been really bothering me.
Let's talk about it. Let's
and,
talk about it, my brother.
You know, I've been, you know, we was talking about dads and moms, and like when they not together, like dads like really just not taking care of the kids, and I'm really starting to see like a lot of moms is doing a lot of envious stuff to the fathers, man.
Yeah.
And you know, it's so hurtful that there's dads that's really trying out here and don't get the opportunity to be a father. And the fathers that don't want to be in a kid's life, they leave them alone.
Yeah.
I just don't get that. I see dads crying to see their kids, bro. And it's starting to bother me because I'm like, damn, he's trying and he still can't get the opportunity to see his kids. That's like the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
And these women like, oh, you don't deserve to see him. What? How can he be a father if he can't see him or spend time with them?
Weaponizing the kid in leverage between whatever you got going on with your said or then significant other, it's messed up, man.
That's crazy, Spud. I see dudes like literally crying, bro. Crying on reels, bro. And I'm like, damn. They want to be dads and just the women. I even see women attacking dudes, bro. Attacking them. Like, oh, you can't see him because you didn't do this. You don't listen, if you're not together, you're not together. Yeah. You don't have a right to say nothing. And at the end of the day, if you're not married, there's no sense to talk.
So,
you know, at the end of the day, I'm coming to take care of my kids.
You see, a lot of times in those circumstances or situations, people using that as leverage to hurt. So it's like hurting people, not realizing the main person who's gonna lose out on the experience between his parents or her parents is the child. And a lot of times they get so clouded with wanting to just hurt. They're not even thinking about what effects that is having on the kid. I saw a video of a dude dropping his son off, and moms come to the car, and the energy from the gate was a little off, but she's like, get out the car, and the little man is like, nah, I'm not getting out the car. I don't want to get out the car. I don't want to. And she looks at the guy. He's like, man, this is a conversation y'all gotta have. Like, I'm just dropping him off. I'm not forcing my child out of my car. And all she kept like reiterating in that video was kind of like, if you don't do it, you will never see him. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, damn, you didn't even ask little man what's going on. Why? Or maybe she knew. Maybe she knew what she was doing, and he was of age, because he was older. He was a little older, so it seemed like he was of age. But even that, you know what I'm saying? Seeing that, a lot of people are so blind to the effects that they just looking at the immediate, like, oh, you won't, well, you ain't never gonna. And they use that as hurt, man. And
that's sad.
Who wins?
Yeah, that's the worst part. But you know, at the end of the day, who's winning? Who's winning?
No one wins in that.
You know, you hurting your kid, and it's just wow, bro. It's wow, bro. And I just can't see myself like I don't know how women do that. Like that's evil, bro. It's bad enough you probably got them in child support and all the other stuff, and then you're gonna take it out because the kid need them more than anything. Kids need their dad. Now, if they physically can't grab their kid, what's next?
Yeah.
What's next?
And okay, if two people, like, there's all kind of circumstances and situations, right? So regardless of what y'all got going on, regardless of what y'all going on, I see a lot of times it's done, said, or the activities of the conflict is in front of the kids. Like, we can have a dispute. We can have a dispute. We can have two different objectives, mind frames, views, experience, whatever it is. But I see a lot of times, and I don't want to say all the times, they forgetting the third party, man. They're forgetting the third party, man.
Yo, I even hear women say that he need to fund my stuff. Like, fund your stuff. What about the kid?
Since I fund my
Yeah, I've been watching. I'm telling you, these women are crazy, bro. Some women jump out. Oh, he didn't pay for my stuff. He don't owe you nothing. You got child support. You're not even taking care of the kid. You're not doing nothing.
Yeah, when it's a situation like that, man, it's heartbreaking, man. It's heartbreaking, man, because again, it's setting a whole example. It's setting conditioning. It's setting a whole lot of things, or even triggering a behavior or a behavioral concept to these kids, man.
It's just crazy, man. Like, why would you do that to the kid, man? I watch kids cry, like they crying for they dad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, cause I haven't seen a mother video yet. I only see the dads, and a lot of women just do envious stuff to the dad. You know, I even got friends that go through that, bro. That can't see their kid because they not financially probably stable, and all they care about is the money.
Yeah.
It's sad, bro.
And it's like, and you gotta really ask yourself, like, is that value of money, whatever, is that enough for this conflict, bro? That's the part that be killing me, because a lot of people do it for shorts. It ain't no bread, bro. It's enough to help you. It ain't no bread. Man.
I think to me, I think you'll come out better talking to the person instead of going to the man.
Yeah.
Cause it brings more problem into it.
It does.
You know, the man ain't helping nobody.
You ain't lying.
The man ain't helping.
What's good?
The man ain't helping nobody, bro. The man ain't helping nobody. The man ain't helping nobody, and it's just crazy.
It's not. It only causes conflict, bro. It only causes conflict. You know, I'm gonna be real mindful of the names, so I don't put nobody's business on. But I got a close person to me, and they stay in the courts trying to just see their kids, and it's at a point where they don't even know where the kids go to school, where they live, but then he's also expected to be on call, no matter if he's at work or anything, to accommodate to the mother of his kids. And I watched this person's firsthand, bro, going through the stress of, like, even just sucking up whatever the course is taking. I mean, there's times where I had to go. I didn't have to. I went to court because he got locked up.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? He got locked up because all he want to do is see his kids, man. And it sucks because you get their family involved, your family involved, the conflict between you and her, and everyone has an opinion. Everyone has an approach to it. And a lot of times, the approach and all the opinions never are guided or created in the idea of, like, yo, what's best for these kids right now? But it's rarely that, man.
It's just like when you go, like, women just, like, you using your kid as a pawn. Like, damn, it's over. Just let him see his dad and move on. You know, whatever y'all had, it didn't work out. And at the end of the day, a lot of dads want to be a dad, bro. They want to be a father. And like, you got to go sit in front of a man you don't know to tell you when you could have visitation rights. You know, it's a lot of things that men gotta go through. You don't pay, they suspend your license, they lock you up. You know, you in the rear for $70,000. Come on, man.
Yo,
to
so-
pay your kid?
So this is a true story. True story. An individual and his girl get into a dispute. There was a little shoving. Who did what? Who did? I don't know. There was a few shoving. Like a few days go by. I guess she tells or speaks to her family members, and they persuade her to call the police. Right. So police get called. They arrest him. He gets out. No charges pressed initially, I believe. He gets out, and then they tell him, "Yo, you can't go home." He's like, "Then where'd I go? Like, I can't get my clothes. You can't go to the premises." Now he lives with his kid and his baby mother. He can't go to the premises, so now he's just wandering. Like, so I can't get no clothes. So he tries to go and get some clothes, and they pinch him,
Lock him up again?
lock him up. Can't go over there.
Come on, bro.
Can't go over there. Can't go over there. Guess what, bro? Guess what? It's been like 3 years now.
He can't go to his crib.
It's 3 years, bro. 3 years. You know what the courts keep doing? Come back.
Yeah, journey.
Come back
Till
6 months.
Till he fold.
Come back to another year. Come back. Yo, 3 years, bro. 3 years? Bro, that's crazy, bro. That's how they divide households, bro. And he's trying so hard to be there. And the crazy part, like people are saying like, yo, bro. He even said, the system and what she's doing gave me the out to be like, F this. I'm good. I'm out. I ain't doing nothing. And he's like, yo, I'm trying, bro. I watched this brother cry, bro.
You know, it's hurtful, Spud. It's so hurtful for a dude that's really want to be in their kid's life that can't be in their life. Because of that's pettiness, bro. That's so petty, bro. And the women know that they have an advantage for that, bro. They have an advantage to do that. So when they go to court, even if the man is paying, he look like the bad guy in the court.
In court, yeah.
So, you know, it's best that you two speak or figure something out. Then listen, I don't want you to come here. You got to pick him up somewhere else. Then they don't show up.
Yeah.
You wasted a day. Like, yo, bro, it's sad. Like, I sometimes I can't even watch it, bro, because I'm like, damn, all he want to do is take care of his kid.
And it gets looked over a lot because in a lot of cases, and a lot of cases that get the attention, the women are in situations where it gets highlighted as abusive or whatever the case may be. But there is a high percentage where that's not the case, and it's so easy for the system. It's so easy for just a viewer perspective or society's depiction. It's so easy for the guy to get the less attention in that matter, and it all goes to the female, especially in the courts, bro. I don't care what nobody says. The courts are not there to help you, bro.
But then they go there. So they know that it's gonna get worse going into the courts. And hopefully they don't say nothing crazy, because now he got to go through a whole process to see his kids.
Oh, and I don't want to, damn, I'm trying so hard not to. There was a situation in this same case with the same individual, and I was there. So I'm not talking outside, I was there, where the system, the child welfare, had a conversation, called him into the office, so he thought he was getting locked up. So I go with him, drive him, I walk in there with him and everything, because I'm like, if they pinch you, at least we know. And they were like, yo, we feel like you would be a better fit for these kids, right? And guess what they try to tell him? Just give us something about her that we could...
Yeah, because they want to do her dirty now.
And I watched this man hurt, cry, and all that, and he was like, yo, bro, I don't want to do that, bro. I just want to see my kids. He could have got his kids, and I commend him for not doing that, because they were willing to work with him. They basically was trying to throw him the alley-oop, and all he had to do was like, just give us something. We'll be over there. and he ain't do it, bro.
But it's not that easy to get the kids though, Spud.
Huh?
It's not that easy. If a man did that, it's not that easy to transfer the kids to them.
No, but they were willing to do it. What I'm saying is, in the flip side of it, she would have hung him. She would have hung him. She would have hung him. I mean, she would have hung him. He had, in that moment, bro, they were willing to do anything to help him do it. But the way they were trying to do it was like, yo, give us, basically they said, give us some dirt. We feel you'll be better. Give us some dirt and we'll make it happen. And he was just like, yo, that's not what I want to do. I know for a fact, if it was the other way around, they would have hung. They would have hung them.
But that's crazy, bro.
They would have hung.
That's sad, bro. Like certain times I can't even watch it because I feel so bad for the men, bro. I really do. Like, you know, it's a no-win situation. Like, what about your kid? What about your kid you gave birth to? Like, how do you think he feels or she feels?
Yeah, and then a lot of times kids grow up in that household. So like, all right, mom and dad split. Kids stay with mom. The kid hears mom talk about dad in all kind of likenesses.
Yeah.
He ain't this. He a dirtbag. He blah. They hear that for years. It starts a conditioning to the child where the child don't even give dad the chance no more when the child is of age to have that communication. And I've seen this where dads are still trying to make that connection, like, and now he's repeating the effects because the child is now just reiterating what they've been in a household for years.
It's like nobody wins, but like
Nobody
especially
wins.
the kid, like nobody wins.
Nobody wins.
So I don't know why you go that far to put people through the things that you probably wouldn't want to go through, and they do it like it's funny. I watch one where a lady said, "Why would he claim the kid on his income tax?" And she like, "Are you stupid? I claimed it for the last 6 years." He's like, "I pay child support. I'm gonna claim my kid." And the lady started wigging on him because he claimed his own child. Now, since Trump actually did all that, I don't even think the women want to go through the headache no more of getting a child support bread because they can't claim them no more.
Can't claim them.
So that's one thing that's actually will help a man. But at the end of the day, if dads want to be dads, why you just can't let them? Or you not over the dad and this is what's going to happen?
It's creating that hurt environment, bro. It's creating the hurt environment, and a lot of people can't look past their hurt or deal with their hurt outside of having the child or the third. I keep saying third party, and I want to give the child more presence. The child, that separation to be within a. We can have our dispute. That's our thing. That's our thing. If you want to be in the child's life, you be in the child's life. Just how we got to have some type of understanding, some type of distance, or some type of respect if we at odds. But when you incorporate the innocence of a child and you swaying them with your actions, you might not even be using words. And a lot of times you are using words. But if you swaying them with your action and your words, that's unfair to the child because now the child is going to hold a whole different presentation to the parent, whether it's male or female, the parent, from what they're bred. That ain't fair. That ain't fair. So now you challenging basically a reflection of the conflict is being groomed. It's being seeded in the little one, man.
You know, even like when you're doing that, it make yourself look bad because the kid love their dad regardless.
Big Boy was good. Shout out to Big Boy.
It make you know the father look like a bad guy, but at the end of the day, they trying and like you just gonna keep doing it.
Yeah.
Like they get a kick out of that shit. Now we got to go sit in front of a lady or man judge, and they telling me what to do with my kid and paying you what? Paying you for what? We not together. I'd rather you talk to me and take the bread from me than put me through the ringer.
Yeah.
I'd rather you do that, or we could both be grown-ups and talk this out and figure something out. The best thing for my child.
But it goes back to that hurt, bro. That hurt mentality, bro. When you in that hurt mentality, you're not thinking about what's best. You just want to hurt. So, especially, and I'm gonna say this, especially as a black man or a Spanish man or anyone with some different ethnicity than a white, we know we step into courtrooms, it's the odds is already against us.
Of course.
We know that.
Of course.
And the world knows that, bro. So anytime that hurt someone like us, to put us in front of court is one of the most hurtful things. To call the law. To call the law, bro.
Yeah.
Once you call the law,
it's over. It's a done
bro,
deal.
I don't care.
It's a done deal.
I don't care if I defended myself
It's a done deal.
to save my life in a situation against a female. If they call the cops, they will remove me from the premises, whether in cuffs, by force, or they're gonna be like, come on, sir, you have to come with us. The odds of that is almost guaranteed.
That's just hurtful, bro. I'd rather you just go your way and we figure something out. It don't gotta go this far. And if you are, listen, deal with it. You gotta deal with it. We grown and this is how it gotta be. It don't gotta go that far. And if the cops get involved, it's a done deal. We don't gotta talk. There's nothing to talk about. Listen, continue doing what you're doing. Cause on my end, we good. I deal with how I gotta deal with this.
Now, on the flip side, I've watched, and we mentioned this on one of our shows. I watched a good friend of mine's, and I'm really trying to stay away from names, because this is private and personal situations. But I got a friend of mine's who, and again, I've sat in the car with him, who him and the mom split. They've been at odds. The kid grew up in this household. Now the kid's of age, and he's trying. He's going to the graduations. That when he find out, he's standing outside to greet. He got the phone number. He's DMing. He's trying, and this kid has grown up in the mom's household, which was at odds. And he looked me in my eyes, man. He looked me in my eyes, and I seen the hurt. And he was like, I gotta stop. And I didn't have kids when he said that. I didn't have kids. And I'm looking at him like, damn, bro, you gonna stop? And he was like, yo, my sanity now is I'm getting to a place where, bro, I'm losing it, and I feel like I might do something crazy. I gotta stop. And he vowed to just, I ain't got no kids, bro.
Spud, you'll end up.
That's crazy, bro.
Hold on, Spud.
That like
You'll end up killing somebody,
heart,
bro. You'll end up killing somebody, Spud.
Hurts your heart.
You'll end up killing somebody.
That hurts your heart. Shout out to everybody on TikTok and shout out to everybody on Instagram. We got both running wild, man. I would love to hear some of y'all feedback, man. Especially if there's ladies. Yo, Inhale! I see you popping in here, man. Especially if you've been affected from being at odds with your significant other and having a child. I would love to hear how that affects y'all and ladies out there. How do y'all feel about child support or going to the courts and all that? I would love to hear that point. I would really I'm not facing that situation, but I have brothers who face that situation. I got friends that face that situation, and I've been like a friend, an heir. I've been a car ride from and to court in those situations. I would love to hear from our viewers if they he said. Big Boy said, my question is why? That's a big one, man. And I think that why question is hard to unpack, because there's mad different sides to that story of why. And the why part, you really gotta buckle down the why and not include little one. I was just asking the viewers, if they want to chime in, if they know anybody who faced that, if they got anything they want to share. And I also, geared it to like any women that was on or anybody who faced that situation, you know what I'm saying? Like, how does that make you feel, man? But it's crazy, man. Like I was saying about my man, bro. I watched him and this is me. I'm saying this. I watched the defeat of fatherhood where he had to tap out, bro. And I know my man is like the world, man. He'll seize the world to make sure anybody he around get it. So I know and I think he dealt with me. Like he would deal with his kid, because there's times we was in the city, bro. And I walked past a jacket. It was like 900. He was like, "Yo, you liked it?" I said, "That's fly, but I ain't got the bread for that. I just came home from prison. I ain't got the bread for that." My man went in the store and copped it. Yo, throw that on. I got the jacket to this day. He said, "Throw that on, man." I said, "Yo, you bought it? I could have used the 900. You could have put the 900 in my pocket, bro. I could have did a lot more." And you know what he said to me when I said that? "Yeah, you could have did a lot more with that 900. But having this coat is your experience, bro. You're gonna remember it." And look, I'm talking about it right now.
It's just so sad, but like, even like when my friends, like, I know people that don't take care of their kids because they don't want to go through the drama. But at the end of the day, your kid is not winning. They not winning. Like, and these women just do it so spitefully, like, and then they get a kick out of it. They got friends that's miserable and go tell them, "Yo, go to court. Go to court, he'll pay." What type of job he has?
I want to raise my hand on this one. And I want to say this loud and clear. And this is strictly for the women, cause guys, we take advice different. Our homie could tell us some shit and we be saying it like, and as soon as he walk away, we be like, "Man, hell no.
He's stupid.
He bugging."
Yeah, he bugging.
But this is for the women. I've sit and I listen to a lot of female conversations. Please, women, stop taking advice from people who are not doing well in their situation.
That's right.
Please
That's
don't.
right.
Don't take marriage advice from someone who's single. Don't take parenting advice from someone who's struggling
that
to
just
make
go outside. Yeah.
Please. I be sitting there like, y'all gonna listen to her?
Who told you that? The girl that's miserable. And then they be like, "Yeah, she told me." Who told you?
I be sitting there like, wait, we really considering this conversation? So please.
You know that you said that, Spud? I got mans that'll tell me something and I be like that. I be like, "This nigga dumb as hell. Like, he just, like, I can't believe he just told me that." And I yam to death. And I go and be like, "Why would he say that? He don't got nothing to live for neither."
Yep. Be sitting there like this. "Word, bro, I hear you, fam."
You know,
he walk away, I be like, "Man, bro, bugging."
He real bugging. Women run to the spot. They tell you what?
They be
he
like,
work where? You better go get that bread.
So please, I just wanted to share that.
For all the ladies, that's
I just wanted to share.
And listen, we talking about children and how dads want to be in their lives, and this is what you get, and it's sad because the men get the bad end of the stick, and if they looking to be a father, a lot of women won't give them a chance. I don't want to bring the race in this or nothing, but majority of a lot of women raise their kids alone. Because of the whatever happened, you still can't see your child. They won't let you see your child. "Oh, he did this to me." But what about your child?
Yeah.
I want to ask somebody else a question.
Oh, you want to pose a question?
So
we posing a question.
Yes. When you meet somebody with a child, right? And you have no kids.
Okay, so you going into, you meet someone.
You meet somebody.
You feeling them.
Yes.
Okay.
You meet somebody with a kid. Do you have the responsibility to treat the kid like it's yours? Or when you have your own kids, how do you treat the kid?
All right, so I'm in that equation.
I'm just saying, I'm in that too.
Yeah.
I'm in that. Okay. I can't say I'm not.
Okay.
But I got
That's an interesting question.
Because I hear a lot of people say that's not my kid.
Yeah. And on the flip side, and I could share this in the beginning with my wife, before she was my wife and she had her daughter, there was a moment where it was a discipline moment was happening. I wasn't doing the discipline. She was. And I felt it was just excessive, or I felt that the learning moment was being missed by her discipline. And I stepped in. And like, "Yo, nah, chill." And she was so angry. And this was early. She was so angry. She was like, "Yo, that's my kid."
How you feel?
I felt like shit, bro.
But
I felt like shit because I automatically took the equation in the beginning. Like, if I'm here, then I'm here.
You're the father.
You know what I'm saying? I'm here.
You're
I'm
the
here.
dad.
Like,
yeah.
Like, and even if you don't look at me like your dad, I'm gonna make sure you good.
Yeah.
Because I'm here.
Because you're a real man.
Because I'm here.
Real man.
You know what I'm saying? You got your dad, but you here with me. whatever we doing, we in the huddle. When it's time to huddle as a team, you got a jersey. You got a jersey.
You win.
You got
You're part of the team.
You got a jersey. I'm gonna throw the ball to you when I need you. So, but it was a growing for her because she's never been in an equation like that. So she's always was protective of her child. And we spoke about it years later, but I wonder if like people in the beginning, men and female, do they ever grow out of it or into it? Whereas there's because I've heard people say that's not a child. I ain't doing.
I don't
nothing.
care.
I ain't doing nothing. And it's like, yo, but you there, bro.
But you know, at the end, that's what kills me. You know, when you meet somebody and they explain to you, like they come with a package. That's your package. You know, that package is yours. No matter how you feel about it, that package is yours.
And I will say this though. I will say this though. Even though the package, you're coming in with the package, I'm keeping on me. I still have to develop the relationship to appreciate and understand what that package meant to me, because she still did have her dad. Well, whether he was active or whatever the case may be, and I never wanted to take that from her to be in there like, yo, where your homework? So I still was iffy because I know me as a grown man right now. My pops remarried after my mom's passed years later. She can't tell me nothing. She can't. Now, if she does, I'm gonna honor and respect it. But you ain't my mom's. You not my mom's. You not my mom's. You my pops, and I love you. And I love you, and I do love her because she takes care of my pops.
So that's your stepmom.
I don't say that. I don't. It is.
I
don't say it.
I understand.
I don't say it.
I understand.
I don't say it.
You know, like at the end of the day, I would feel the same way too.
But you see,
I would too.
See, so knowing that, and I felt that way before my pops remarried. I was in this relationship, so I still gave that room for us to get that bond. It wasn't just like, yo, I'm with your moms now. It's my rules. You know what I'm saying? But as time went, there was a moment where I had to make a decision. We were out and about, and they were like, so my wife looked at me, and we weren't married either. She looked at me, and she was like, babe, what are we going to do? Like, are we going to make this move, or are we going to make this move? And in that moment, Lee looked at me, and she was like, so, Papa, what are we going to do? And that moment was like, we made that threshold. We made that threshold.
Y'all made a bond.
Yes,
y'all made a bond.
I had to understand that just because I'm in it, I couldn't speed that up. I still had to develop that trust and that comfortability. Also respecting that how you might feel, because regardless of what your dad may not been to you or in the relationship, you might cherish him with all. And I could be like, I could probably run a list off of things if I wanted to be that dude, but that wouldn't have been good for her. Going back to the kid, I could have been in the equation like, nah, what? Well, I'm doing this. You gotta. I still left that room, and you know what I'm saying, it flourished. And I remember that day where she was just like, so Papa, what we doing? And I was just like, okay. All right, you in the starting five now.
That's right.
You off the bench.
You ain't on the bench no more.
You ain't on the bench. You in the starting five.
I even watch things like stuff like that where the guys raise the kids and the kids start calling them daddy. Cause at the end of the day, that's your kid.
That's your kid.
That's your kid.
That's
you
your
know,
kid.
and
That's your kid.
Real men gonna take care of their kids. If you could take care of somebody else's kid, it's no reason that you shouldn't be taking care of your kids. And a lot of dudes are taking care of other people's kids, and they don't have daddies. Daddies show up once in a blue moon, you know. And me, I'm not like, I'm sorry, I raised you, you mines. Like he can't come or like, you know, it's a different thing. It's different. Like I'll let it be known, like, yo, you out of respect, you could come that one time, but you get out of pocket, I go upside your head. I would really choke you out or do something to you. Like, you not just going to come in, lay the law down, and you never was around.
Yeah.
You know, and people say, oh, you buy your kids something, but you don't buy them nothing. Nah, this is a package.
I wouldn't separate. I wouldn't be like that. Like, some people go out their way
Too separated though.
to make sure everyone knows like those are my kids and not your kids. But you gotta grow. You gotta grow as an individual into that space. You know what I'm saying? Because you could be in that space and the kid don't want you to be dad. Kid don't want you like you dating my mom or you dating my dad. You cool, and that's it. And if you in that relationship, you gotta be okay with like, yo, I'm cool with the kid. Like to me, there's no difference to that kid, but you still gotta respect and give that kid that chance to be who they are,
To love you.
because
Yeah.
they do have a parent.
Yeah.
And we don't know, like going back to our first conversation, the disputes, how people use the kids. We don't know what the kid been through. We only get in the tail ends of stories. You meet a girl or you meet a guy and they got a kid, 90% of them gonna be like, yo, the dad or the mom wasn't this and wasn't this, wasn't this. And then we like, okay, the person wasn't this. That's one story. You know what I'm saying? That's one story. There's another story, and then there's the kid's story. So then we still gotta be mindful, like, okay, that's one part of the equation. I still gotta learn this situation. You know what I mean?
I just like I wish that women can see that there's dads out there that really want to be dads, and for you to put them through the stuff that they want to go through, and you trying to put them through and mess their life up, and they trying to do everything for their child is really crazy. Then to put them in courts and call cops and
That ain't never
like
good.
you're bugging. You ain't winning at all because now you ain't getting no bread if he go to jail.
They go to jail. What sense is
So
it
what's the
make?
bread? You put him through.
But then it goes back to the hurt. Like sometimes people just want you to hurt, bro.
But Spud,
They don't want to see you happy.
it don't listen. We don't. It don't matter what you want to see. I understand that. But at the end of the day, we have kids together. We gotta make sure that our kids are very good. Don't worry. Your hurt is your hurt. I probably could have got hurt too.
Yeah.
But that don't got nothing to do with you. You might have want to leave me. It's gonna hurt me because you probably moved on, but I can't show that to my kids. I gotta be.
You shouldn't.
You shouldn't show. You understand?
But people do.
Yeah, but that's not cool.
It's not cool. But that's what people do, man. People get hurt, and then they don't look at what's affecting the kids. They personalize the hurt, and what they want to do is reflect it back to you. So they go out their way to hurt, and then what happens after a while? We're human beings. We're responding beings, right? You do something, we get a response, whether it's emotional, physical, or mental, right? So imagine being someone hurting you, going out their way to hurt you over and over. There's a high percentage of a chance that I might start doing it back. A word? You ain't getting nothing. Now I'm personalizing it to me and you, forgetting the child. I ain't sending nothing. Nah, she going partying, she doing it, and now we just doing this when the little one is getting hurt because they doing this. Is what the little ones is doing.
Yeah, they don't know whose side to pick. They don't know whose side to pick.
And then
bro.
you know the courts are 90% of the time gonna just put it with moms. So the mothers don't realize how much they feed, nurture the kids outside of food and love. I'm talking about behavior. I'm talking about action, demeanor, concept, conversation, style, how they move and how they act. These kids look at mom and soak that. They soak it up. So imagine being a kid being in a household where that mother effer ain't this and motherfucker ain't this and all those gestures. Those kids grow that, bro. Kids groom that.
That's just crazy.
Bosco say, yo, it'd be corny. It'd be
Mad
super corny, bro.
It's so corny that
Super corny.
I just, there's like I say, once again, like there's fathers that really want to be in these kids' lives, and the first thing the women do is bash them. Oh, they ain't do this. He ain't do this when we was together. It's not your problem. It's not your problem no more. Let him be a father. You put him in court. You trying to take everything he trying to live his life for. If he don't pay, he get locked up. His license get revoked. Everything gets messed up for a man.
They garnish and for ladies that's on, we're not trying to say it's one sided. We're just highlighting something that doesn't really get in the conversation. I just want to put that disclaimer out for any of the ladies on. But I know a dude who pays child support, and at the end they garnish it. So he don't even got to do it.
Yeah, they
They just automatically take it, and he looking for like 2-3 more jobs just
'Cause
to
he
make.
can't live.
He can't live.
He can't
Now-
live, bro.
Now the logic of that, if he can't produce, you can't get paid. The long term investment in your action makes no sense.
They don't even.
If the man's telling you, yo, I can't pay my bill, figure it out.
Yeah, that's the word they're gonna throw at you.
Figure it out, like, yo, I can't, like, work with me. I can't pay my bill. I'm gonna send you this amount. Let me pay my bill. No, figure it out. Well, if he can't figure it out, your funnel's done. Whatever you're using it for, whether it's yourself or the kids, I'm not even questioning that. I'm just saying the concept of your retaliation, your action, your repercussion, however you want to decorate it, it don't make sense, bro.
It's just crazy, bro. Like, if they would stop and like be grown and have a conversation, I think things would be better. Instead of you screaming and demanding, like, you don't demand anything. This is my child. I gotta fend for my child. So when they get a certain age, yo, call the phone. Ask me what do you need? Cause I'd rather give it to you than you take it the way that the court's gonna take it. Cause if you collecting things, they gonna snatch it from you anyway. You ain't even gonna see it.
Yeah.
And a lot of just to make your life miserable, this is what they do. This is what they do.
It sucks, man.
No, cause
I love this line, man. It's no winners when the family feuds.
that's disgusting, bro.
It's no winners when the family feuds, man. Everyone loses, bro. There's no winners, man, because everybody pays for it. And then it's always the person on the sideline that pays for it the most because they stuck in the middle and can't be on this. Man, these kids are very important in life, man.
Yeah, they very important, bro.
And they depend on us.
Yeah, of course.
They depend on us, bro.
And you know what's crazy? Like I always say, my dad wasn't around, bro. My dad wasn't around, and I'm like, you know, I can't see myself doing that, leaving my kids like down and out. I can't see myself, and like I tell you, I couldn't. You know how I said I have to my dad. I said I have envy to my dad, or like
yeah. We had that conversation.
You know, it ain't even that. It's just the hurt that I didn't understand why you left, and you know, I'd rather you talk to me like growing up than just wait until I got a little bigger and understanding the way of life. So, like, when I see him, it's like, damn, you really peeled for what? Or what you did this for? Your reaction shouldn't be my mom's who was there. You was never around.
But
at the time, listen, you could tell me that. You could tell me that. I just said that. But it's just hurtful when you don't have the other half around, and it's like, damn, bro. All these kids going with their whole family, and we just as one.
Yeah.
My mother can't do the stuff my father could do, you know? And that's another thing. A lot of women say, oh, I don't need no dude. You don't need a what? Why? You don't want them, but they want them.
Yeah. That mentality. I don't need a dude mentality. That's unhealthy because the meaning behind it is more condescending to themselves than what they really presenting. Like, I understand being independent. I understand being able to fend for yourself. Say that. See, I could fend for myself. But to eliminate the concept of fending for yourself and place it where I don't need no man.
But that's their favorite line.
That's the and a lot of people don't understand the method behind that concept of the independent woman.
There's a lot of independent women out here that do everything that they stand on their 10 toes, bro, and it's cool. But they also need there's somebody that gotta mold that kid into being when like they say, a young man is gonna get women tendencies if he got only women around him.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a bad thing, but like,
there was a balance.
You know, you have to balance it out.
And
if you play the cards where it's all your side and not my side, like, where we winning? Where's my kid winning?
Yeah. Where they going?
You know, my girls need their daddy. Little young men need their daddy to mold them to be something and show them the good in life.
Yeah.
It's just bugged out.
It's a balance, like we mentioned. It's a balance, like, you know, for girls and their dads, they see and get a perspective, and it goes back to conditioning. They see and get a perspective of what that looks like, what that means, and a way to balance their emotions. Same thing for young boys, having their moms and their dads in the household. It helps balance the perspectives of who they are and the development of their mind, their culture, what it means to be heard or what it means to feel good. Those are all examples. And a lot of times when you have one perspective, the development of a kid, it gets, I don't want to say shallow, but it don't get the full range of the exposure for the development. You know what I mean? So it's all part of it. It's all part of it. Boston said, what's that song, Jay-Z, Beans, and Scarface? I forgot the song.
Can't Be Life?
Is it Can't Be Life?
Can't
Be Life, right?
Yeah.
Can't Be Life.
Can't Be Life. You know, even those, like, I just never wanted to live that way, bro. I don't know. Like, I'm tired of watching that on the gram. Like, dad's going through, like, crying, bro.
We got a question on TikTok. What do you think about women that cheats on Valentine's Day? Man, if you cheat, period, bro. But Valentine's Day? I mean...
Listen,
I mean, like, don't get caught.
Valentine's Day, you might as well just break out, bro.
What is Valentine's Day?
Yeah, that's a made-up holiday, bro.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, I actually, on Valentine's Day, I seen more people in terrible relationships go out to dinner, like hateful, toxic relationships, get balloons and chocolate, and they smiling and kikiing online, and I be looking like, y'all don't even like each other, bro. Y'all don't even like each other, bro. And y'all putting on this show. It's like Valentine's Day is like that presentation day to you know.
But if you with your significant other, every day is like, that's like your kids.
Yeah,
right? Father's Day and Mother's Day is like, that's every day.
It's every day, but I gotta say it, man. Father's Day be whack for a lot of fathers, bro.
Listen, man.
And Father's Day is every day in theory. Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Mother's Day is every day in theory. But to have a day like Father's Day and a day like Mother's Day get the highlights. I mean, from schools to television to fucking sales at Guitar Center. Mother's Day be up here. Father's Day,
they
bro,
take care of the moms.
Father's Day be down here, bro.
And you know
I
what?
ain't gonna hold you.
I don't. You know,
I'm not letting you downplay it. Nope. I'm sorry.
I'm not downplaying this part,
Okay.
but I'm just saying, we men, so it's like, I don't know. I just be happy.
It don't trouble me, but I notice. I do know, and I'm not blind to it, and I'm gonna speak up because there's a lot of men who probably it mean more to them on days like Father's Day or Valentine's Day when they don't get half of what they probably give out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, listen, man. Men really don't get nothing anyway. What they get? What did we get?
Socks.
Yeah, shirts.
Said we go through the most.
She right. You very right.
Go through the most.
They do.
What go through the most?
Yeah, they gotta give birth. You know, listen, I was raised like that.
All right, no.
You understand?
I mean, yes.
They go through a lot. Women go through a lot.
They gotta go through birth, but I ain't make that decision. God did that, man. That ain't my fault.
My way of telling you that is to, you know, women that hate me if I say that. Keep your legs closed. But at the end,
I ain't saying.
I'm just saying. Listen, they go through a lot. They are the strong.
They go through that pain.
That is a pain.
And this is why they get the praise and the honor that they do. And I love every woman on this earth. You know, they get it. But despite, and I didn't want to say despite that, along with that, they have troopers and men that troop with you, hold you up when you can't hold yourself up. change the locks, the roof, tires,
Everything.
like,
Hold
you know
you
what I'm
down.
saying? Like,
Hold you down.
all I'm saying is don't forget them, because a lot of them, it just take a pair of socks. It takes a box of chocolate. It takes a handwritten card. Don't forget to humanize the man in it. And I'm not saying it like I'm affected by it or anything. I'm just saying it's something that I noticed. You know, especially as I got older. I noticed it, like going to the schools or the PTA meetings, and I'm like, damn, they did nothing. They did nothing for the dads. Like Father's Day came and went, they did nothing. Yo, they start Mother's Day the month, bro.
They get cards, they got
cards.
flowers, everything.
We doing cup painting. We doing
Cupcakes.
game day.
They doing
sipping paints. It be like, and I love it. But I'm like, damn, we here too. And maybe for those that don't know how to step up, or not step up, those who are putting in that work, that little bit of acknowledgement could go a long way. You know what I'm saying? Could go a long way. So don't forget the significant others, ladies. Especially if your dude, you might not even know your dude needs it. He might need it, bro. You know what I'm saying? He might need it.
Listen, man.
Because men are the type to have a feeling, and we know how to chuck it up and still do the dishes, sweep, sit there, have dinner, conversate, and you know what? We'll hold it and we'll dissect it, break it down in our heart, and get it out. We'll find a way to break that rock, that boulder, and get it out, and never say nothing.
A word.
A nothing. We'll never say nothing. You know what I'm saying? At all. We know how to do that. But it's like, if in the process of that, if we could just get like, yo, I know that rock there, man. Today's on me. That goes a long way, bro. That goes a long way. So this Father's Day, right? My little daughter Casey, early comes to my room, and has this shark teddy bear. So when she was younger, we got the shark, and when she couldn't sleep or she had bad dreams, I was like, yo, this is the power shark. So you just hold the power shark, and everything will be good. So every time she goes, Dad, I need the power shark. So I go, the power shark is here, and I give her the power shark. I've been doing the power shark thing since she was like 4. She's 10 now, right?
Yeah.
This Father's Day that just passed, she comes to my room. I wake up in the morning. She's like, Happy Father's Day, Dad. I said, thank you, lovey. And she hands me the power shark. And she was like, this power shark is for you for Father's Day. So you keep it safe. Bro, that power shark is in my bed right now. Been in my bed since Father's Day. That's what that right there. That'll hold me down for now for like 5 more years, bro.
That's cool, bro.
That'll hold me down for 5 years.
I still got my son 13. My son 13 and my daughter 17. I still got their first cards that they gave me.
Look at that, yeah.
Their Father's Day cards. You know that those little things. Listen, I'm happy, bro. Like that make me happy, bro. And
but you see that right there. There's some dads that don't get that.
But that's what I'm saying, and that's the hurtful part.
Don't get that.
And they want that.
They want that.
And this
bro.
is why they go reach out for the kid.
They want that, bro. They don't get that, bro. They don't get that handwritten card. They don't get the little teddy bear shark or
nothing.
Nothing, bro. They get nothing.
They don't even probably get a phone call because they can't use the phone. The kid can't use the phone.
That's the part that I'm like, damn, bro. Like, yo, bang, bang.
Itch, what up, Itch?
What up, Itch? That's the part that I'll be like, damn, you know, just don't forget it. Don't forget that man, especially if he. I'm not saying do it to someone y'all don't like, but even if he's in your life, if he's in the house, man, it feels good, and some men need it. Don't know how to say they need it. Some men never experienced it, so they don't even know what they missing. You know, don't forget your man. Don't forget your man, man. That's all I'm saying. That's what I'm saying to the ladies. Don't forget your man. Don't forget your
Mother's
husband.
Day is coming. Mother's Day is coming, too. They coming. A lot of sales that day.
Yeah, I'm going to Guitar Center. That's why I said it. Father's Day sales is a dud,
We ain't
bro.
got nothing.
Nothing.
You get your chainsaw to cut the tree down where you live at.
But Father's Day, they be giving you discounts on gifts you can buy for Mother's Day.
Yeah, they don't care about nothing, bro. Yeah,
like
all the
see-
women, you go in the catalogs, they got mad deals for them. Father's Day, they ain't got nothing. They got the bread. Don't worry about it. They'll pay for it.
But the father takes a big hit in the relationship. Period. I remember doing the health insurance for my kids, my two little ones, and I told my wife, I got it. I'll go and I'll get the, and I went to the office to do the health insurance, and I was filling out the insurance, and the lady stopped me. Where's the mother? I'm like, well, she's not here, but I got the birth certificates, I got my ID, I got everything. Nah, we not doing it. I said, you're not doing it? No, tell the mother to do it. I said, why can't I do it? She said, you're the man. We not doing it. Send the mother here. They refused me to give my kids health insurance, bro.
Nah, I
walked out of there like, wow, bro.
I'm gonna listen, man. They that's why I tell you that's another bad thing. If you're not in their life, you got to give them insurance. You got to pay for everything that they do, not knowing if they're gonna get the money that you sending over there. Because when you see them, you got to pay again. They might tell you a lie and say, "Oh, mommy ain't give it to me," or they might say, "Yo, mommy ain't really helping me out."
No one wins when the family feuds, bro.
I don't like that. And I haven't had to take it off the reels, bro. Because I've been watching it so much. And it just keeps
popping up.
All of them keep popping up. And some of them make my eyes watery because I'm like, damn, son is really trying. I see dudes with busted lips. Like,
oh, you saw the one with the girl punching him in the face?
Yeah, busting them in the face, bro. I'm like, oh my God, yo.
I saw that one today. I think the algorithm is pushing that one.
Nah, they wildin', bro.
Pushing that one. Yeah, I saw that one. She was punching him in the face, bust his lip, and all that. And it kept punching. And he's filming. Kept punching. But if he shove her,
he going to jail.
If he mistakenly does a block and it chops like her elbow,
he going to jail, bro.
He going to jail. Now, if he press charges, right? And I've also seen this. If he says, you know what, I'm going to the law. That's it. He press charges. You know the cops will talk you out of it. Don't do it. Don't press charges on her. They talk you out of it.
But they let the women, they ask him numerous times, yo, he did that? We'll take him right now.
Yeah.
They don't give them a chance.
Yep. Magoo was good.
They don't give them no chance, bro.
No chance. That's why I say, man, when it comes to the relationships, once you bring the law in it, please do understand that the male in the situation is going to go through the ringer, bro.
That's sad, bro.
The ringer. Once you bring the law into a relationship, the courts is never there to help. It's just causing more confusion for you and making it strenuous for the situation. Now, if it's an abusive thing and life and death, I understand that. But if y'all just at odds and y'all can't come to an agreement and you just heard or they heard, and it don't bring the law into the situation, man. That never looks good. And the one who hurts the most, I don't care if you come on top and you get all the money. And I don't care if you get custody. I don't care what that is. The kid, bro, because they got to witness that. And every action we do is grooming them. It's creating a conditioning and a learning experience that they're going to have to try to decipher what that means at that age. So we got to be careful.
I watch it so much. I see kids crying for their fathers, bro, crying, and the mother slams the door, get him in the crib, snatch him away from the dad.
That's sad, bro. That's sad. Yo, Nate, what's good?
Little Nate, get off there, bro. Little Nate.
It's tough. Shout out to everybody on TikTok. Shout out to everybody on Instagram. TikTok just, as soon as I said the word TikTok,
it put us out.
As soon as I said the word TikTok, my screen was like, check this out, y'all. But shout out to everybody jumping on. If you just jumping on or jumped in midway, we started the conversation just talking about the relationship between dads really wanting to be in their kids' lives and mothers not, making it easy for the dad just to be in the kid's life, personalizing it, and some of the effects of that. And, the conversation snowballed a little bit into different segues, but that was the root of the conversation. Dad's really trying to be there, and how the forces and the system, how it's designed to add to the confusion in household rather than the solution. That's what we were talking about, just in case anybody jumped on midway. And please feel free to chime in. Please feel free to chime in on your perspective. We love hearing that. We love hearing that.
And a lot of women that throw that man in the gutter, bro. Throw him in the gutter. Oh, he didn't do shit for his kid. You didn't let him. You didn't even let him try. And when he tried, you tried to shit him, like throw him into the dirt. Oh, now you want to come? He trying.
He trying.
He trying. That's their favorite word. Oh, now you want to show up like you somebody? He's trying. Let him try. It's only a try.
It's a try. Let him try.
Women want it when they want it. Yo, give it to me now. Give it to me now. So when that man tell them, yo, today is your check day, they waiting for that. They waiting for that bread. And I think it'd be much better for them to just say, yo, can you just please help me with the kid? Or, listen, we ain't got to go that far.
Real Magoo said, more dads want to be there than not. But a lot of them get blocked from being a dad, and that's what we were just talking about, my dude. Like how a lot of people want to be there, and I even shared a situation with a friend who's tried since the kid was a baby, and the kid is 22, and he finally looked me in my eyes. So you talking about since a baby he'd been trying since 22. I met him midway of him trying. Kid is 22. He looked me in my eyes with tears in his eyes, and he was like, "I gotta quit. I gotta stop. I gotta stop, man." And I watched. He was like, "Yo, my sanity and the hurt. I gotta quit. I don't have a kid. I gotta get that in my head." That was horrible.
One guy said, "What if I don't want to be in my kid's life because I'm not a good father figure?"
That's a good question. Now, if you don't want to be in your kid's life because you don't want to, I could respect someone saying I'm a dirtbag. I'm not saying you are. I could respect somebody saying I'm not fit. I'm not that. But what I would say to someone, when you have the kid, the objective of what you want and don't want no more kind of got intervened. You have now, then this is solely me, finding a way to be in the kid's life, minimizing if I'm not a good father figure.
It's too late for that, bro.
No.
I understand
because
what he's saying.
He could be in a kid's life and ruin the kid's life. We don't want that either.
Listen, I'm just saying.
We don't want that either.
The little time that you do give the kid, if you can't do it, it helps.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not telling you, if you feel that way, you feel that way. But at the end of the day, that kid do need to see you once or twice, sometimes, to know that at least my dad care a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, if you can't be the father figure, there's somebody that will step up to be a father figure.
Yeah. And also, and I'm not saying this is your equation at Vonta for 48, but even if being a father figure, I think sometimes we push the envelope depending on our circumstances. It might not be the father figure, but you can guide in father actions. You could be a dad. You still can add to the life of this child while still developing the figure that you possibly need, or you might not want to. You know what I'm saying? Or you might not want to, but you can find under your circumstances how you can add to the kid's life than rather being totally disconnected, because you as a dad, as a parent, I don't care how foul a person is. I don't care how corrupt. I don't care if you're in the street. I don't care if you're a political gangster. I don't care what you are. You could be sitting up north in prison. Your kid is going to love you, bro.
That's right.
Your kid is going to love you.
Always, bro.
Always. Your kid is going to look for you because they're still developing the understanding of what that means. And they have a connection from birth with you. So they still understanding what that connection means and what that love or that feeling that they spark when they see you and that excitement. So regardless of how much a person is not a father figure or a mother figure, it's on us to find ways. We brought life in, now we got to find ways to nurture it.
And once you bring that life in, things change. Things change.
Yeah.
And if you don't know how to be a father figure, you got to learn. Something got to give. Something got to give, because that's a responsibility that you brought into this world. Even if you didn't want it, you have to man up to help your kid.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not saying whoever that is.
Or find a way.
You know, I'm not saying whoever that is. I don't know if you're a man or a lady, but, you know, if as a man, You gotta find a way. You gotta figure it out. Something gotta give. You might not be there. Listen, kids need love, bro. They need their dad. They need something in their life to show them that at least you care a little bit. Even if you can't be around physically all the time.
There's something you could do.
There's something that you could put yourself into that it's gonna be okay.
But you know, that's a really good question. That's a really dope question, because sometimes being there might look so many difference under your circumstances or your ability. You know what I'm saying? But the sad part about that, right? Now take a person who knows, yo, I ain't no good, or what I'm doing, I don't want my kids around that, so I'm just gonna send bread. Right? I'm just gonna send bread. I'm gonna make sure school is covered, blah blah, whatever the case may be. You know that will never get honored. But no matter what degree he could be there under his circumstances or his ability, it might not get honored.
But you know what's crazy, Spud? He might not never tried. He might not never had a father figure, so you repeat a cycle. You understand?
No.
You can't say.
I'm taking it as if he did.
No, I'm just saying. I'm taking it if he went through that.
Yeah.
How did you feel? You know, it's a lot of things too.
Now, not this individual, and I don't want to keep putting it on you.
Not on him, but just in general.
But take someone who's in the streets heavy, crazy, doing all kind of nonsense, violence coming his way. He active and all that. We might not want him around the kid
because he's doing all the bad stuff.
So when you're doing that, you got to really ask yourself what your lifestyle means to the experience of your child. Now, if you're saying I'm in this to the core and I'm running the block, and you could still find other ways to still add.
I'm gonna say this: you running the streets, but when God forbid you get locked up, who's the first person you ask for?
Hey, kid,
come take my kid to me.
Some.
I'm just saying, what's the difference? What is the difference? And now you in a position.
I know the difference.
I'm just saying, you in a situation. Now you want to be. Where's my kids?
Because.
So who you hurt, Spud?
You hurt the kid.
All right. So if you can't do that when you outside, you get into a situation now. Forget her. Where's my kids?
Yeah. Where my kid? I want to see my
Bring my kids up here. So you hurting your kid now because your kid can't leave with you.
Yeah, you can't. But that goes back to people not realizing the third party, and I keep saying the third party, but the child and the growth and development of the child with your existence, and that's male and female. We don't understand. We be so closed off of what we want, or what me and the significant other ain't going through, or how vindictive, or you want to take me to court, I ain't sending no bread. And that back and forth of conflict, we forgetting that, again, the kid is like this. Mom, dad, watching, soaking in, taking in, and developing something that's really derailing at the end of the day. So circumstances like that be derailing, but I really like that question because, you know, a lot of people might not really understand, like, what I'm doing. For someone to ask that question, you know what I'm saying, I'm not a good father figure, whatever that means to you, then you got to ask yourself, do you want to be a father figure? Because if you don't want to be a father figure,
you just send the bread, but you'll get mad. And probably that time you'll get mad if your kid calls somebody else daddy.
You probably,
but this is
maybe
what
not.
I'm saying.
Or maybe
I'm
not.
just saying, if you don't care,
maybe not.
If you don't care, you don't care. You're not gonna play. You're not gonna say that because you're just gonna peel.
Yeah.
A man could peel. A lady gotta, it's sad to say, but a woman has to actually deal with the problem that she has because it's not a problem. This is a whole situation now.
Yeah.
So you just left a situation because you can't be a dad or a mom, and who wins? Who wins? We laid down, but now we got to go through this because I don't want to take care of my responsibility, or I physically can't do it. You don't want to do it. You really don't want to do it. I never heard people say, "Yo, I can't be a dad to the kid right now."
I never heard that, but I ain't gonna lie. I know a few people, and not just men and female, men and women.
Yeah, there's women that do.
Who I look at and be like, you don't need to be in this equation. I know we all think you in this household is doing this child justice, but you don't need to be in that situation. Like, we got to find a way. We got to get to that kid, because what that kid is absorbing around, whether it's male or female, and I see and know both, it ain't healthy for the kid just because you here.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, listen, Spud, the kids is very important. And to put them in a situation like that at a young age, you right. They really don't know what to do now.
Yeah.
They really confused now, because either the mom's just throwing dirt on the dad, or the dad's throwing dirt on the moms. And like, how your kid's going to look at you?
See them arguing?
Every time. So instead of us having a grown-up conversation, we arguing over something that doesn't make any sense. Because we probably ain't together, so what we arguing for?
And the audience is the kids.
Yeah, and their kids looking at you like, damn, Dad, you ain't have to say that. Because things come out when you fighting.
Oh, yeah.
It comes out, and it be nasty.
Yeah.
It be nasty, and how do you...
It goes back to that hurt.
Yeah, but now the hurt, you said something that you really didn't should have said in front of your kids. Like, damn, that really came out. Now I feel real bad, because now how I'm explaining this to my kids.
Yeah.
Just the parenting has to be the 50-50.
And there's no manual.
No, there's no manual, but you gotta let them be a dad. You just gotta you gotta give them a chance.
There's no manual, and develop with you. It's a development.
Give them a chance.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. Give them a chance.
It's a development. You gotta develop into that space, understanding the space, understanding what you mean in that space. Not just the space of the household, but the space with the mom or dad, the space with the child, and the space with the child or mom and dad. Like, you got to understand your place in that, what you bring to that place, and what you want to flourish out that place. You know what I'm saying? Just being there in that space, doing what you want, however you want, is a lot of times probably not going to be the most beneficial thing in that space, because the growth is limited.
Listen, they got to give the man a chance. That's it. It's no more like going to tell people to help you. You didn't ask for help when y'all was doing whatever y'all was doing.
When y'all was getting
You understand? When y'all was getting it, y'all didn't ask for help.
Y'all got that.
You understand? I didn't want to say that, but that's the true fact. You didn't ask for help when shit was hitting the fan. Now the fan just shut off. You went another route.
I mean, it said the fan shut off.
Yeah, the fan shut off. There's no more blowing over there.
It's over.
It's everything is done.
It got hot.
It got real hot in there. You went to court. You put him in the ringer. You say, you know what? I got something for him. You know, and at the end of the day, like we say, the kids don't win. But give them a chance.
Give them a chance.
And for everybody that's going through it, and all the ladies that's on here, whoever's on here, give them a chance. If you're going through the situation, give them a chance. You might not never know. It might be the best thing you ever did. Because some of y'all might need a babysitter and ain't got one. Yeah, they go to daddy. He might want to be manned up now and go babysit the kid.
What you gotta do?
You know, you gotta give them a chance. I don't like the fact that men get the bad end of the stick all the time. They get it bad, bro. And it's disgusting. You want to be a daddy, a father, and, you know, the kid needs you in their lives. They need you in their lives, bro.
That's real.
And all the daddies that want to be daddies, in my opinion, bro, don't give up, man. Don't give up. One day it's going to work out for you, man.
Keep strong and find new ways, man.
One day it's going to work out for you, man.
New ways. And I want to take this time to salute the moms that, you know, really give the chance, even if you're not in a relationship, give that opportunity and chance to your significant other, or you're used to, or the baby daddy, or the father of your child, however you want to decorate the person. Give that person a chance to be in the development of the child that y'all have together. Yeah. So salute to y'all, because that's very instrumental in the growth of our future.
And like you say, Spud, that hurt for the women, they take it different.
Yeah.
And if their friends is involved,
Yeah.
Forget about it.
I'm gonna reiterate. Please do not take advice from people that are not doing good in
They're
the
not married,
in the
nothing.
category of you asking for advice, right? Don't ask business advice or money advice for someone who's always messed up with their money. Don't ask marital and relationship advice from someone who stays single or stay in a toxic situation. Stop asking advice for people in topics that they're not doing great in or not working in the development in, because you're not going to get good advice for yourself. And even then, remember, advice, the art of advice is a skill that a lot of people can't do. A lot of people give you advice on what they would do, not what you would do. So a lot of times you're gonna get somebody's fears. You're gonna get somebody's shortcomings. You're gonna get somebody else's excitement. You're like, yo, what should you do? Oh man, you should do this and this and this and this. That's because that's how I feel. The art of advice, a lot of times people don't sit there and be like, I don't think you would like that. I like that, but I don't think you would. So you probably shouldn't do that. I would do it, but you probably shouldn't. Art, the advice is an art, and it's not very common. So be careful with advice, period, y'all. Be very careful with advice. Take it with a grain of salt, and follow what you want to follow.
That's right.
Follow what you want to follow. That was a good topic, bro. You threw that one in the wind because we was talking about Vegas.
Yeah, because I forget, Spud, that you told me that the more reels you do, like I've been seeing it a lot, man, and it's disgusting,
it's
man.
sad.
It's very sad, man. And when men like show their feelings, cause a lot of men won't show their feelings, bro. But that really touch them, bro.
When a man shows his feelings, man, he's reached that point where he can't contain.
He can't take it no more, bro.
He can't contain it. A man could take a lot, bro.
Yeah.
We could take so much, it looked like nothing bothers us.
Nothing.
Like there's no care in the world, that we just go on about our lives, and we could take a lot. We could hold and maintain and carry a lot of loads and keep doing whatever needs to be done throughout the day like nothing is happening. We could do that.
And it's sad when when a man show you that it's like it's done, like he's ready to just a lot of men even will hurt themselves. They would hurt themselves. They took so much out of it, bro.
That's tough, man.
They would some men take their lives, bro, because they can't deal with it.
If you're a man on this live, man, and you hurting, you struggling to be in your kids' lives, and you got courts in your business or financial structures that limit the access or your abilities, man, keep your heads high, man. Find resources, find ways to get that boulder that's weighing on you. Find some ways to chip it. Find some ways to get rid of that, man, and break it down, because the boulders keep coming, y'all. And
yeah,
we could carry but so much. We might be able to carry the world, but after a while, even carrying the world gets heavy. So be careful with that, man. Keep going, man. And salute to y'all. Salute to everybody. I want to send a big shout out to everybody active on TikTok and Instagram, shooting some questions, interaction. If you're just jumping on for the first time, this is Dungeon Talk, where we bring living room conversation. Just a pure conversation, non-scripted. We go off the field and we just build, and we invite y'all in. We believe there's enough noise.
Yeah.
There's enough noise, there's enough nonsense, and everyone's busting the move. There's enough dancing. There's enough fighting and ratchetness. There's enough, man. We just bring in conversation, man, and whoever wants to engage in the conversation, we welcome that, man. So we always up for different conversation topics when people got questions or anything. So salute to everybody who was active on the chats.
I wish people would ask more questions, man, because I'll get tired of talking about the same stuff.
That's why I posed the question earlier. I posed the question to any of the people that how do they feel, especially if you're a woman, how do you feel about the courts and the justice system intervening in relationships? And I just wanted to get a perspective, because I didn't want to feel like it was just coming from a male perspective, not only a male perspective, but we're two individuals who are in our lives with our kids and our significant others. So someone could be like, "Yo, what do y'all know? You know, y'all good."
Listen.
So
Yeah,
so I just wanted to open the door for conversation.
And you know what? It's not about if we good or anything. At the end of the day, you might just keep it in and you gotta talk, bro. You gotta talk. Listen, somebody reach out and be the bigger person to the other person. Something gotta give here. Speak to the mom, speak to the father, somebody. Where they understand, like, yo, I'm trying. I'm trying, bro. I don't think the courts is a way to go, though.
Yeah. And you said something. I just want to reiterate real quick. To people that's going through anything, find someone.
Yeah.
Someone you could speak to, bro. Someone, even if it's just like, yo, I'm not feeling good, bro. This is weighing on me. Someone.
Yeah.
Because us as dudes, we'll hold that, bro.
And that's the most hurtfulest pain in the world, bro.
And it eats. It's a slow eat, y'all. It eats at you slow, man, and you think everything's good. It eats at you. And even when it eats at you, it can grow back. It can grow back. But the more things eat at you and keep eating at you, more stuff are gonna come and it's gonna make those bites bigger. So find somebody to talk to, man.
Call somebody, bro.
Man. Share something, man. Anything, man. Hell, come on and show it.
Yeah, even if
you just write, yo, I'm hurt today.
Even if you gotta cry, man, like go somewhere, like figure it out, man.
Yeah.
Don't sit there and let it build up more, man, because it's gonna give you anger and it's not gonna never change, man.
Yeah.
You know, let it out, man.
Yeah.
Even if you gotta cry, man, cry.
Let it out.
Men do cry, bro.
Yeah.
You know, that's that ego in you, but men cry, man. And you crying because you hurt, man. And when you crying, you know you really hurt as a man, bro. So you gotta figure it out too, man. I can't just blame it on the ladies. The men gotta figure it out too, man.
Yes, yes.
You know, I can't just blame everything on them, man. Cause
and if y'all together, figure it out together.
Yeah, like something gotta give. It gotta give. Y'all love the kid and y'all love y'all kids or whatever. Figure it out. Cause they the one that suffer at the end of the day. Not us.
The kids.
The kids.
The kids.
Always remember that the thing that you gave birth to and this is what happens.
That's watching the fight and the argument and day in, day out, hearing how ain't good this person is or how terrible or what they didn't do. You're growing a bank on soft soil. It's just going to drown in it, man. It's just going to drown in it. But again, shout out to everybody on. That was a dope topic, bro.
I just get tired of seeing this, but man, I swear, man. Yeah, I try not to watch even the prison ones where the kids go see their father and the kids break down, bro. I can't watch them no more. I can't. Like I love my kids, bro. My kids mean the world to me, man. And I know there's a lot of fathers that their kids mean the world to them, but they don't get the chance to give the kids they love, man. Because people, the other half want to be ignorant, man. Give them a chance.
Give them a chance.
Give them a chance. Even if you don't want to see them, give them to your mother. Give them to your father. Give them to somebody that like him. Let him see him.
Yeah.
That'll probably be the best thing in his life, bro.
That's real.
You know, these men got feelings too, man. Don't think it's just your feelings. Listen, his feelings hurt, man, when he ain't a part of something that he created and he loved, man.
Make sure y'all get your dad's son on Father's Day.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all get everybody all here right now. Your dad is here with us. Blessings to him. Father's Day come around. Get your dad something for Father's Day. Don't just give him a hug. Get him something. Get him something. Get him something. No, get him something. Get him something.
I like the hugs, man.
I like the hugs
you
too.
know what?
Get him something. Get him flowers. Get him cologne, a sock, a scarf, and just get him something.
Yeah, anything. Something to send out of your heart.
And watch that smile. Watch how he smile and appreciate the littlest thing you get him. You know why? Because they don't get much, and it don't take much.
Put a smile on his face.
Matter of fact, it don't take nothing. So if you add a little bit more than nothing, it's the world, y'all.
It's the thought.
It's
Always the thought.
I gotta throw that out. I'm always gonna advocate for the dads that's there, man. Take care of the dads, bro. You know what I got my dad?
What?
A Rolex, bro.
You love him, bro. See, you love your father.
And I was wilding.
I-
And I was wilding. I was wilding because when I looked at my bank account afterwards, I was like, okay, all right, cool. But when I handed it to him, because he always loved watches, when I handed it to him, that was just a moment for me to like, Dad, I'm good now, Dad. I'm good. And to see his face, bro, when he like he did like a, and he looked at me and smiled. That right there, bro, was everything, bro.
Priceless, man.
That was everything right there.
And
bro.
you see how you set that spot? I wish I could go and do that shit. And just say, you know what? But you know,
You can.
no, I will not.
There you can see.
I will not.
That's what I was saying. You will not.
I will not because
can.
of this.
But you can. If you wanted to, you can.
I'll buy him a watch, but not a Rollie.
Okay.
I will get you a watch. A Rollie is that's
That means that's
you understand that
I get what you going.
It
with.
ain't nothing bad.
I get what you
understand?
I get where we going.
I get you a watch.
get
I
what
won't
you-
get. It's not like I won't get you the watch, but
get-
the Rollie is like,
Yeah.
yo, Dad, you good, bro? Like it's love. It's not like it ain't no love there. I ain't got no. I love them.
No, I get you.
You know, Father's Day. You happy Father's Day.
Yeah, take care of your dad, man. Take care of mom too. Like mom is gonna get taken care of.
Nah, moms always get taken.
gonna get taken care of.
Is it?
They gonna
They're
get taken
different.
care
They're
of.
a different breed, man.
That's for sure. Salute to the moms.
The moms is different breeds, man.
Salute
I listen. The mothers,
Salute to the
I
moms.
respect moms, yo. Especially when you hold it down.
Salute,
You know, when
yeah.
you hold it down and your mothers. It's true. Mothers get the world, bro. Mothers deserve it, man.
Salute.
When you're a real mother, like a real mom's, like. You know, whatever you do, and it's about the family and the kids. That shows a lot, man.
Salute to the moms. Salute
Mothers
to the
are dope, bro.
Salute to the moms. But that was a good topic, man. I want to shout everybody else again. Thank you for rocking out with us on this Sunday. Last Sunday, I was in Vegas. I was tied up, so we missed the Sunday. But we back in the flow. So shout out to everybody, man. I'm Sport Brooklyn.
I'm Nate.
This is Dungeon Talk. If you ever want to check out our older shows and the shows that we had weeks before and different topics, you could go to YouTube, Sport Brooklyn page. You could just type in Dungeon Talk. There is a playlist with Dungeon Talk, and all the episodes are in there. So if you ever want to go back and check something out or something I said that meant something to you, feel free to take a look in that, man. And also, if you ever have any topics that you want us to talk about it, while we live, just put them in the comments. You can just put them in the comments, and when we come back on, we can most definitely talk about that. But we're gonna let y'all rock for the rest of the Sunday, man. Thank you again. Shout out to everybody on Instagram, and shout out to everybody on TikTok, man. Y'all be safe and y'all be well.
Be very well, man.
We out.